Hello there, Kris here, and this is the weekly psychic energy report. So I am coming to you from my home office, my psychic office in Decatur, Georgia. If it's been a while since you and I met or talked, or we never have, I used to be on the West Coast. I was on Western time for a lot of years, and now I've been living here in Georgia. I moved here a year ago. So I'm starting to do these sort of energy reports or check-ins because this is the way that I work as a psychic and as a psychic teacher. I'm always aware of the energy that is happening around me. And it's just like kind of like a second nature thing to be noticing energy throughout my day. And maybe you do this too. You're a human, and human beings are very sensitive to energy. It is one of the things we have built into us. So I found it really helpful to train my abilities and also to learn how to work with energy so that I could have more command over that. Now, getting into what I'm talking about this week, when I talk about the energy of the week, there's always something that I'm kind of working on or focused on or creating around or just really excited by. And this particular topic I've been working with for a while. Actually, it's been coming in for months and months because I'm in the process of creating a new training that I'm teaching later this year, actually in a class for advanced clairvoyance that is on imagination, kind of re-owning and having your imagination for yourself. So that's also the weekly energy for today. And I've got my little notes here. I don't want to forget anything. And so this is like one of the things I want to get into in this weekly energy report is, as you can imagine, really the energy of imagination plays a crucial role in how we can see ourselves and our possibilities, and also what is possible to create in your life, on this planet, in relationships with each other. And that includes like jobs and money and health and all of these things. To a clairvoyant, we would say that's a picture. You have a picture about what's working, or you might have unconscious pictures. And that's very real and true. Pictures are part of how we live life. Imagination is part of that. If you can re-own that part of you that can imagine or create, that's literally like you're re-owning your ability to create a new image or a picture. Remember doing that as a child. Just being able to make stuff up, play, create. The sky was the limit. There wasn't any demand that you become, an adult and make sense yet, or prove it to others. You had a vision. And it might have just been, I want to go play this game with my friends, and this is what we're going to do. And you just made stuff up as you went along. Imagination is really important in how we live our lives. This is one of the many reasons why representation matters. If you can see yourself, if you can see yourself reflected in the world, whether I was raised at a time when it was all the little boys who were being seen. Little girls were not as much, not in the books, they were never the ones in charge until Pippi Longstocking came into my life. But it is something that's important, being able to see yourself reflected in what's happening around you, whether that is in a story about mermaids, or it's a story about a lawyer or a person doing this or doing that. Being able to see yourself can also help you imagine. And that's why representation, but also why reading books and getting to have conversations with other people who might think differently from you, or who can actually imagine a different way of looking. Buckminster Fuller is a good one for that too. If you don't know Buckminster Fuller, look him up. But he was pretty amazing when it came to imagining a different way we could be here together. Albert Einstein said, imagination is everything. It's a preview of life's coming attractions. So that's why I kind of go in and poke around in the energy of imagination, why I have been, and why I'm just going to keep doing it. This is actually one of the things I'm working on these days. If you get stuck in pictures of fear, your imagination shuts down. You can't imagine anything but the fear or a scary outcome. Now, granted, we live on a planet where there's a lot of possible scary outcomes and a lot that's happening now that doesn't feel really good. But there's also a lot that's being imagined and created into place that can be different. We can have a different way. We can create something different. The way we change our planet and our lives starts within each of us. You re-owning your own imagination affects what's happening around you. It affects everything. And just giving yourself permission, even if the people around you might not be buying what you're selling, but you can have it for yourself. It actually changes your life. And then that actually makes things different in your life too. So owning your imagination for yourself affects your body. Our bodies are very affected by what we imagine, what we see. When you're imagining something, in essence, you're looking at a picture, you're being clairvoyant, which is built in, by the way, it's human. And you're looking at a picture of what is possible, what can be, or what you might believe is possible, or what you might be limited into thinking that's all that's possible. So that is a huge deal. It affects your body. Your body lines up to that. Your body will feel that. If you're getting caught in fear in what you're imagining, all the dystopian pictures and all that stuff, the body will match that. It's not a comfortable thing, as you know, because we do have so many things that are kind of challenging to get through. Remember the pandemic, which is not over. It was a whole different picture we all had. Our imaginations were going wild with what can happen, because it was, so this is a way that we collectively and individually can heal and change. And when you re-own your own imagination, when you kind of move in the direction of deciding to have it for yourself, maybe you already have ways you do this, but when you do that for yourself, it changes what is possible to see and imagine. So the ways that you might choose to re-own your imagination could include seeing something fun. I love the expression eye candy. And I didn't make that up. It's been around forever. But it's seeing things that just make your eyes happy, that make you happy. Eye candy is just that. It's like giving yourself something really delicious. So whatever that is for you. Seeing fun movies, listening to music you like, going to shows, participating in art. This is one reason why the arts are incredibly important, and I wish they were around for every single level of education, that they played a much greater role for younger kids, and that we would put the priority into that. If people are making art, they're not making war. I think that's part of the problem here. If you're making art, there's something else. That's your spirit in motion. Your spirit is active and it's working, and it's so much more fun. So that's part of this. So one of the things I'm going to encourage you to do this week with this energy report is go out and practice using your own imagination, or look and see, is there anything that's been getting in the way of you having it for yourself? I have a few other things that are new around here. Because I'm working on imagination, and I just decided to do this today, I just created a brand new reading. And I give readings all the time, and I make all of these specialty readings. I also offer a mediumship healing, clairvoyant readings in different lengths of time. I do readings online. I do them by phone. I sometimes just do recordings for clients who can't actually show up for something, so they'll send me their questions. But when I do a specialty reading, I have a specific set of guidelines I'm following. And so I created a reading called the Imagination Reading. This is, it's a 45-minute reading. It's a very special price through the month of August. It's $140 instead of $175. And I've got specific ways I'm kind of looking at the energy of having your imagination, re-owning it, kind of maybe reclaiming any imagination or permission that you've had since you were very, very small, that maybe sort of got laid on the side when you were supposed to become this serious adult or anything like that. So that's part of it. And then you'll have time for a question too. If you're interested in this reading or seeing the rest of what I do, go to kriscahill.com. You can see under book a reading, my whole schedule, what I do. I've also, because I'm living on Eastern time now, I used to be on Western time, a lot of my Pacific Coast clients, it's hard to get in to see me because, my day might end when it's still their afternoon. So I'm extending my time for readings on Wednesday nights. I'm going to be actually working later Wednesday nights until my 9 o'clock, which is West Coast, your 6 p.m. and Midwest, your 8 p.m. So if this is something you've been looking for, great. It's all listed. It's available in the site. If you cannot get in to see me because of time, reach out. I'll do my best to accommodate you and your schedule and to see what we can do about that. Now, if you have been watching and or listening to my podcast or reading my blog or my newsletter, I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for participating in all of the things that I've been putting out there into the world. And if you just saw this video in some other way, you can find me at kriskahillsubstack.com, also kriscahill.com. Blog, podcast, all the readings. I do a weekly energy report. I write a lot of stuff about being psychic, meditation, energy work, and all the rest of it. Now, speaking of meditation, one more thing here. I am teaching a 4-week meditation class. It's called the Foundation Class, which is the beginning class for stepping into the psychic training at the Art of the Seer Academy. And so we offer these classes every month. The next one I'm teaching is September, and it's on Wednesday afternoons, or depending on your time zone. It's 11 a.m. Pacific time till 12:30 p.m. And where I live, East Coast, it's 2 o'clock to 3:30. So, if that is a time that works for you, great. You can see it at artoftheseer.academy. Also, it will be in this newsletter. If you prefer another time, there's a class starting this month, August. There's another one starting in October. There'll be several throughout the year. And there'll even be an in-person one coming up in Portland, Oregon, if you live there. Okay, visit me at kriscahill.com. Thank you so much for watching and for listening. Talk to you next time.